Okay, so I got some questions from Andrea. She knows who she is. I don't know her YouTube name, forgot it, but you know who you are, and I will answer those questions. She sent me them a long time ago, but I'm barely gonna answer them now, so sorry for that, but I've been thinking about them. Okay, first one. Okay, first one. Do you ask others to read your poems? All the freaking time. I'm constantly asking people to read my poems. Not read them, but me read them to them, because I don't want them to, there's a certain way I want my poems to be expressed, and I feel like someone else reads them, they're gonna be just like, paper was blank, instead of being like, the paper was blank, thin blown, I think I have more passion to them when I read them, so I like to read them to people, and not the other way around. I don't like people to read them. It makes me feel very judged for some reason. Second one, do you feel the need to ask someone to read your poems? The need, I don't it's not something like if I write a poem, I need someone to read it, but it would be nice, if maybe sometimes I'm insecure about that poem, I'm not sure if I even get it, so maybe it makes more sense to another person. I need to make sure my poems make sense to other people, because I like sharing them with other people. So sometimes if I think the poem's really complicated, I do ask people to read them, and I do find that need, but only for certain poems. Okay. After you write a poem, do you edit it a lot of times or just once or twice? After I write a poem, when I write poems, it's all messy, and maybe I write a little paragraph section and I take some parts out, I add some parts. I don't really ever do learning how to spell the words right, or add comma and stuff like that. I don't do that. I just write it neater handwriting. That's what I do. Neater handwriting. And it's only once. And maybe if I add some more parts after I write it once, so it looks neat. OCD like that. It looks neat. I will, if I add a lot of more to the poem, I will rewrite it again. But I usually just edit them to make it look nice and neat. So that's basically once or twice, but it depends on the poem, because I have this poem that I've edited 4 times already, because I keep adding stuff to it. Okay. Okay. Oh god, it's a huge paragraph, so I can't really find it. Okay. Do you write poems in Spanish? I've never ever written a poem in Spanish before. Even though I learned Spanish, it was my first language, and until I was 4 or 5, I did not know a lot of English. I don't like speaking Spanish anymore, because, they teach me, a lot of English at school, and I know a lot of, rules for writing and reading in English, and not a lot for Spanish. So in Spanish, talking in Spanish, writing in Spanish kind of makes me feel dumb, and I don't like it, and I don't think I can be really creative in Spanish. I also don't like reading in Spanish, because it's kind of like how it is for kids when the teacher tells them to read, they just read it and they're just it's kind of like that for me. I understand it, but it bores me. And stuff in English doesn't really bore me that much, because I understand the hard words, I understand all their stuff, but so I think that because I cannot write in read in Spanish, I don't think I'd ever be able to write a poem in Spanish, though a lot of my poems now are becoming about like my background and where my parents came from and all that stuff, but I still cannot write a poem in Spanish. I would like to try it, but that would be kind of hard for me to do, so I don't think I'm ever going to try it. Okay, let's see. Okay. So I think that's basically it. Okay, no, that's not it. So here's another one. It's kind of a sentence. There is no career about poetry. I don't know, but what I was thinking about how there are so many famous poets, but they're from a long ago, and I don't really see anything on TV about poets. What do you think about this? I think that it is mainly a hobby that people do, and even, I don't know where poets, famous poets, I think famous poets, I mean, poetry used to be kind of like music, you know, people were really into literature and all that stuff, that's why they were famous, but now music has taken over that, that's why you usually can find, you know, like artists and stuff like that, making music, but, if you really look into the community of spoken word and slam poetry, there are really famous ones, like, you mentioned the name, you know, Andrea Gibson, or, some girl named Lacey something, I forgot, but you really need to look into that kind of community, because it's not going to be mainstream right now, because it's music has taken over that, but, I think that it's okay, because not a lot of people, more people these days are into music than they are with writing, and I'm into music too, but writing is something I do, but I think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's just, you know, it would be nice that people were more into writing poetry, but poetry is so complicated for some people that maybe music is more simple and more easy to make your own than words. Some people don't like that, and it doesn't really bother me. I think people think it's something, you know, there's a lot of stereotypes that come with writing poetry, like, I don't know, people think you're a certain way, or you think a certain way, or you're shy, so you can't get your opinion out with real words, which is not my thing, because, you know, I can have a fight with somebody about something that I believe in poetry too. I just don't see how that would be in TV. I don't get how you're talking about, I don't really see anything in TV about poets. How would that be in TV? But also, I just don't understand. So yeah, I guess, I'm sorry if this is really long, but that's for another time, but, I don't know. It's just so complicated for some people, I guess. People think it's complicated that people don't even try to attempt it, because not a lot of people are into, you know, writing and stuff like that. I guess that's from the point I'm trying to make. More people are into watching TV, watching sitcoms and stuff like that. So, but, HBO used to have, the Def Jam thing for poets, and it has, Brave New Voices or whatever, and I don't know if those shows are still on, but there's those shows where they just brought poets in and they used to, read their poetry, so maybe it has been in there, but not as much as music and, other comedies and stuff like that have been in the media.